everyone, it's Cari for Granny B's Old Fashioned Paints. And as part of our beginner series videos, we want to talk about a lot of mediums that Granny B's makes. Today we're going to talk about the Crackle medium and show you exactly how to use it, how to apply it, and what your finish is going to look like. It gives you an amazing two-tone effect. The bottom layer of color comes through the top layer, and it looks like aged old paint that's kind of cracked and chipped over a furniture piece or a surface of your choice. So it's really cool, and I can't wait to show you how to use it. Okay, so this is the sample board I created earlier. This is the effect and the look that I want to give the top of this table. And what I did is I used Granny B's liquid metal in Rosy. It's a beautiful pink rose gold color, and it's shimmery and it's gorgeous. And then I applied the Val de Charon Vin Pump color over it. It's like a beautiful gray. It's almost got some purple tones to it once it's dry. It's absolutely stunning. And I kind of left a stripe here in the middle so you could get a really good idea of the color of the liquid metal. Now, one thing to remember, if you mix liquid metal and the paints together in a design, you're going to want to make sure the liquid metal is always your base and never the top, because it doesn't crackle. So always use liquid metal as your base, and then you can use the chalk paints as your top. And I applied the Crackle medium pretty thick on here because I really wanted to see how much to add and get some larger cracks. So I'm going to do that exactly on this table, just as I did on this board, okay? So, and then we're going to talk about different crackle effects as well. So, what you want to do is just apply the Crackle medium nice and thick for these nice thick cracks. Now, if you want like smaller, thinner cracks or more like porcelain, then you do not need to apply it as thick. You're going to apply it a little bit thinner. All right, so I'm being generous with this. And I'm going to cover the entire table with this Crackle medium. And it is very gooey and drippy, so that's to be expected. And I'm just going to make sure I give it a nice, thick, even coat over the entire surface. Now I find that these synthetic brushes work extremely well for this. They seem to just kind of smooth this medium over the surface really nicely and evenly. Now, one thing to remember, if you want the cracks to go a certain way, you're going to put your base coat down in one direction, okay? And I am applying the Crackle medium in the same direction that I applied my paint. So it's going to look really nice, and everything will be going in the one direction that I want it to. Okay, so again, I'm just applying this thick, and I'm not too concerned about being even. I think that there's a little bit of wiggle room as far as that's concerned, because your cracks aren't going to be even anyway. So. But I just try to make it somewhat thick and even as I can, but if it's not perfect, that's okay too. So what I'm going to do is let this dry for about 2 to 3 minutes, let it set up, and then I'm going to apply my top color. All right, so we're going to give this a little time to dry, and I'll be back. All right, so I've given this Crackle medium a few minutes to cure and set up on the top of this table. And what I'm going to do now is apply my top coat. So the Crackle medium is still somewhat wet, and that's okay, that's how it should be. It does not have to be completely dry. You don't want it completely dry. You just kind of want it to set up on your surface. So now I'm applying my top coat. It's the same color that I've painted the legs of this table, and I've actually made my own color. I mixed a few of the Val de Charon colors to create this brick color. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna have this brick color on top, and you're gonna have that gorgeous, gorgeous teal come through on the bottom. So I'm just applying this paint as evenly and as well as I can. Again, just going in the same direction as the application was for the Crackle. All right. And I'm applying it not too thick, just a layer. And I'm trying to make sure that I don't leave any of the teal coming through. So just adding a nice even layer. So I'm really excited about how this is going to turn out because I think it's going to be absolutely stunning. And then I think after that I might add a glazing effect to this table as well. And I taped off the edges because I want that beautiful color to show through even after this is all done. So it's gonna make like a really nice edge and a nice rim. All right, so I wanted to show you a close-up of the effects that's happening right now. The top layer of paint has been on for about 10 or 15 minutes, that's it. And you can already see this gorgeous crackling coming through. And it's still setting up, but I just kind of wanted to show you a close-up of how it's starting to look, and I really, really love it. Okay, I wanted to quickly mention how I created the gorgeous red color and what I used. So I used paints from the Val de Charon collection. I used Protea, and I used about 2 tablespoons of that color. And then I used a tablespoon of Cari Sun. And just a teaspoon of Sutherland. So that's just going to darken up these bright colors for us nicely. Okay, so that's my recipe. And what I did is I just made sure I mixed it really, really well. And you can adjust this color as much as you want by adding a little bit of more of one color, a little bit less of the other, and so on. But make sure that you scrape down the sides really well. You see there's still some color hidden in there. So you want to make sure all of that is mixed in really, really nicely. You may even want to use a spatula for this, but I wanted to show you the measurements. Now, based on those measurements and what I did, you will come out with that beautiful, beautiful red color. And you don't need a lot of paint. This much paint will do a small, medium project easily. And if you follow the same recipe that I did, if you run out of this color and you have to make more, it's not a big deal. You can just keep making more the exact same way that you did before. And you can up your measurements a little bit each time as you go. And then if I have any of this leftover paint, I'll use a container with a lid and make sure that it's airtight so it doesn't dry out. But that's basically the color that I made, and I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. All right, my crackling has dried, and you can see the beautiful effect that I got on the top of this sweet little table. I'm so pleased with the look. It looks kind of aged and old, and I don't know, I just really am so pleased with the way that it turned out. And while I was waiting for this to dry, I decided to make another sample showing a darker color as the base coat and a lighter color as the top coat, just to give you an idea of what the opposite would look like. So you can see that the effects are just absolutely stunning. So we definitely encourage you to give the Crackle medium a try. We feel like once you do this, you're going to be so excited and you're going to love the results. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and join our Granny Bees painting studio group as well, Lots of great ideas and information in there, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated on more videos to come on all of our amazing products. Thanks so much.